Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Eric Levine with Beneteau, and today is a great day because today is the day that I get to introduce you to the latest addition in the Beneteau powerboat family. A destination yacht that effortlessly blends form and function into one of the most distinctively recognizable silhouettes on the water today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to introduce you to the new Swift Trawler 54. Over the past 20 years, the Swift Trawler range has become as recognized and respected as the Beneteau brand itself, with over 1,800 boats built and cruising the waters of the world from Seattle to Sicily to Sydney and everywhere in between. The new 54 fits very nicely between the extraordinary Swift Trawler 48 and the flagship of the Beneteau line, the Grand Trawler 62. Unlike the Grand Trawler, which is built in Montfalcon, Italy, this boat will be built in Saint-Gilles-Croix-de-Vie in Vendée in France, which also happens to be where the brand got its start in 1884, 140 years ago this year. So happy birthday, Beneteau. In essence then, what you're looking at is the result of 14 decades of boat building experience, a cruising workhorse that effortlessly combines all the core values of the Swift Trawler range: autonomy, seagoing abilities, ease of use, ergonomics, and of course, timeless style. So there are many special things about this boat, but one of the things that really sets it apart is the revolutionary semi-planing fusion hull, which is the creation of Dixon Yacht Design and took almost 20 years to develop. It really is a marvelous piece of engineering. What you have to remember about it is that it offers between 16 and 35% less wetted area hull resistance than a conventional planing monohull. The result, of course, is a boat that is extremely fuel efficient, but also very sea-kindly in a wide variety of sea states. So it'll behave just about the same whether you're cutting through a light shop on the way back from a Champagne sunset run, or if you're in heavier weather crossing the Bay of Biscay on your way to the Med. Another thing that really stands apart with this particular boat is the Sleipner stabilizer fins right under there. Those fins are 3 times cheaper and 3 times lighter than a conventional gyroscope. They're way easier to maintain also. They can be operated with the flick of a switch, and crucially, you don't need your generator to run them. So what does that mean? That means that when the boat is underway, she's going to swim like a dolphin, and at anchor, she will offer you a quiet, restful, stable sleeping night after night after night after night. The first time I saw a computer drawing this boat, I thought to myself, man, that is going to be a pretty boat. And I was right. Actually, it's even prettier in person than I thought it was going to be. We have Andriani Yacht Design to thank for that, who's responsible for the exterior lines and the interior design. The result is timelessly elegant, a very purposeful looking boat that looks like it was built to go places. This is not a Marina Queen. One of my favorite things too is the way that they cleverly camouflage the structural components of the flybridge, which makes the flybridge kind of seem to float over the S-shaped shear line of the boat. And the result is just so cool. Okay, so let's take a couple of minutes today, go around the boat and show you some of the features that make the new 54 an unbelievably cool boat. We'll start with this huge swim platform. You'll notice the sweet, slick, fold-away dinghy shocks, which will be very convenient when you're setting up your long chairs here. You'll notice that the dinghy shocks are set slightly to port, which will allow you easy access to the boat when the boat is docked to starboard. Huge swim ladder there with the swimming pool style handles, also a nice feature. The slick fold-away stairs, also a nice feature. And then right under there you'll find the shore power connectors, which can be upgraded to Glendenning cable masters if you so wish. And then on the port side you will find the dock water inlet, the deck washdown pump, and a really cool optional feature, which is the dinghy inflator, which of course can be used for your paddleboard as well. Next up is the lovely terrace on the sea. The terrace on the sea is a feature that you're going to find on many Beneteaus, including sailboats. First thing that's immediately obvious is the size of it. It's more than 10 square meters or over 100 square feet. Another feature that I really like is the wood-capped, full-width, transparent push pit. It really kind of complements this perfectly proportioned seat here and this nice, lovely table. It's a great place to sit, hang out, read a book, or just watch your guests playing in the water. A couple of options that I would get here are the third helm joystick, which makes it a real pleasure to dock the boat, and also the snubbing winches are also very useful. So far, so good, but here's where things start to get really cool. First, notice the day access hatch here, access to the lazarette and engine room. You've seen that before, but I bet you haven't seen this before. This easy load lazarette hatch, which swivels forward, incorporating the whole push fit, is really a unique feature on this new Swift Trawler 54, and I just love it. It makes loading the lazarette a real piece of cake. Whether it's an electric bike, an inflatable paddleboard, your collection of encyclopedias, whatever you want to take on your adventure, well, it's going to go right there. It's going to be really easy to put in. Something important to note, instead of the L-shaped seat there, you can also have a forward-facing U-shaped seat. In that configuration, the lazarette becomes a very comfortable skipper cabin, which includes a 2-meter bed, an air conditioning vent, a head, a sink, everything to make even your family members as comfortable as possible. And in case you're wondering why we didn't put a ladder here to the flybridge, well, there's a very good reason for that. We interviewed many Swift Trawler owners, and what we realized is that nobody uses that ladder. Not having the ladder really frees up the space and allows you to have these terrific views from inside the boat. So for me, it works. Walking down these lovely symmetrical side decks, you really get a sense of safety. You also get a sense of the work that was done to facilitate movement all the way around the boat, all throughout the boat, which is a key feature of every Beneteau. Welcome to the foredeck, and I really love this foredeck. You know what I love about it? I love that you're so high off the water. If that back there is the terrace on the sea, then this is definitely your balcony on the sea. You're going to be doing a lot of anchoring on this boat, and that is a good thing because this is one of the simplest, cleanest anchor setups I've ever seen. 40-kilogram delta up front, tons of room for fenders, tons of room for Rhode. It's going to be a piece of cake even when you're double-handing. A word about the cushions. These aren't just any cushions. These are cushions with reticulated foam and mesh bases, and that allows water to drain right through them, which minimizes moisture and water retention. Also, you know how you're always struggling with where to put the cushions where you're not using them? Not on this boat. This boat has a nice tonneau cover that goes over when you're not using them, and then there's a very convenient stowage spot for the filling cushion below. And now let's check out one of the real party pieces on this boat, the flybridge. The first thing you have to know about the flybridge is that it's huge. By huge, I mean 21 square meters, which is over 200 square feet. I'm going to take a moment to let that sink in. The hatch right there is the quickest and safest route from one helm to the other, which is a key feature on any true passage-making boat. A quick word now about the hardtop setup. There are 3 options basically for this boat. The first one is no hardtop at all. In that case, the radar goes on a mast that's mounted on the edge of a bar. The second way you can outfit this boat is with this retractable electric bimini top. The third option is this exact same hardtop without the retractable bimini top. Instead, it has 18 solar panels, and those solar panels are part of the silent boat option. And that silent boat option allows you to run your air conditioning for up to 8 hours in complete silence. No noise, no fumes, no problem. So the standard boat comes with 2 chairs, 2 folding chairs, which you can put on the terrace by the sea downstairs, or you can put them right here, and then it becomes a very comfortable dining area for up to 8 people. You can dine, but you can also dance, given the amount of space here. And then moving aft, you'll see this great Texas-sized barbecue, complete with sink, optional ice maker, fridge, storage, trash. Now, when you couple that with a giant sound system, I mean, you're in business. Master and Commander. I love this helm station up here. The visibility is just great. You're so high above the water. You got everything you need here to drive the boat, and you can trick out the whole console with up to 3 16-inch MFD screens, and then add, of course, the cool bird's eye view camera, which will make docking the boat a piece of cake. And then the fact that the hatch is right there is really nice. You can say, "Honey, bring me my sunglasses!" Welcome home. As with any Beneteau, the first thing that you feel when you come into this boat is the volume of the space. The second thing that strikes your eye is the warmth and the quiet luxury that is the result of the kind of attention to detail that comes with 140 years of boat building experience. I was struck over the past few days by the fact that people just came onto the boat and almost instinctively knew where everything was, because the ergonomics are so good and the boat is so easy to use. When you expect to see something somewhere, it's going to be there. Whether it's the fire extinguisher, the retractable TV, the control panels, the wine fridge, everything is kind of just where you expect it to be. And so it's an easy place to move into, and it's an easy place to spend time on. Now, every Beneteau has a magic trick, and I think that the magic trick on this particular boat is this impression that you have of unimpeded 360-degree views all the way around the boat. It's an impression that you have here, and it's an impression that continues as you work your way towards the galley and towards the helm station. And what a galley on this boat. It's almost exactly the same kind of kitchen that you have at your home on land. It's got giant work surfaces, it's got a real huge fridge, it's got storage everywhere, it's got awe-inspiring views, and also it's really nicely located on this boat. The central position of this galley allows the person in the galley to be part of the action of what's happening in the helm and part of the action of what's happening in the salon. There will be no screaming across this boat. Transitioning towards the helm station, I walk by the tableware storage here, as well as the Pinot Noir and Chardonnay storage right there. And then I get to the central helm station, the main helm station, which, as on any good passage-making boat, is the center of circulation of the boat. Everything kind of radiates, emanates from here. Right there, you have the architectural style staircase with the twin handrails for safety and security. A nice sliding door there with access to the side decks, and right down there, the staircase to the lower accommodation. Standing here behind this giant windscreen, these twin floating 16-inch MFD screens, you can't just help but think that the ergonomics in this helm station are just perfect. Everything is where it's supposed to be, from the throttle shelf to the bow thrusters to your switches, engine controls, the VHF. It's just perfect. Another thing I really like is that for easy access, for maintenance, you can just lift the whole console also. That's a really cool feature. You're going to be spending a lot of time in this chair, but that's not a problem because it is outrageously comfortable. And another thing I like about it is that you can swivel it, and then the captain becomes part of what's happening here in the dinette. The dinette, of course, can be converted into a berth, and the berth is the best place to be on a night passage. It's also arguably the best place to be in general. It might be the best seat in the house. It's a great place to sit, read a book, and watch the ocean go by. Right here in the staircase, you will find the convenient storage for those folding chairs that go in the terrace by the sea and the flybridge. And right here, you will find the fuse modules, module drivers, CNAPs, and Scheiber modules with domestic mains and aircon main breakers below. Welcome to the VIP stateroom. Something funny is going to happen the first time you show your guests into their stateroom. They're going to say something like, "Oh, wait, well, you don't have to give us your own bedroom," because this actually feels like the master stateroom, even though it's actually only a VIP guest stateroom. The more time you spend in here, the more details come to your attention, including the beautiful, enormous portholes here, which provide not only natural light, but ventilation. Also the great fluidity of movement all the way around, that nice little vanity back there, tons of storage, and then the quiet luxury touches, the wood, the padding, and it all really fits well, particularly with this optional Alpi oak, which is an option which replaced the standard Alpi teak. A comfortable head for guests is a key element in a good cruising boat. And this head really delivers. It's a very comfortable, very warm place to be, and it's got lots of room. I say this in every video. I'm 6'4", almost 2 meters, 220 pounds, and look at how much room I have in here. Another thing I really like about this head is that you can selectively open or close the doors so that if you have to come into the head at night or during the day, you don't have to go through any public place in the boat. A quick look at this very cozy port side cabin for guests. This is not a kid's cabin. These beds are really nice and comfortable. Lots of natural light in here, great ventilation, and then you have lots of headroom too, with a couple of steps that lead to the head right there. The full beam midship master stateroom has a super yacht vibe to it. Lots of volumes and the kind of feeling of quiet luxury that can be almost defined just by looking around you. There's 100 square feet of usable space, and just like everywhere else on the boat, there's a ton of usable storage, including space for hard suitcases under here. You're never going to want to leave this bed, and who could blame you? I mean, it's got wooden slats, a memory foam mattress, a view to die for, 50-inch screen TV. I mean, when you're not dreaming in this bed, you're going to be dreaming of being in this bed. Plenty of space and comfort in the master head as well. I love the headroom, I love the storage, I love that there's a nice sink and then lots of place to put your toiletries. And I love how the light, especially this time of day, kind of tickles the glazed windows. And then you open the porthole here and you feel it breathe. It's just so nice. Here we are in the engine room, a place that was designed to put a smile on the face of hands-on owners and mechanics alike. Everything is super easily accessible and there's enough volume here to create an echo. The boat is powered by twin Cummins QSP 6.7-liter 550 horsepower engines with shaft drive, which is a no-nonsense setup that will propel the boat up to 20 knots. The twin fuel tanks carry a combination of 3,440 liters, which will take the boat 700 nautical miles at a speed of 9 knots with a 10% fuel reserve. And since we're talking numbers, the boat is 56.2 feet overall, 16.3 feet wide. She draws 3.9 feet, and her light displacement is just over 47,000 pounds or 21.5 tons. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing that makes me the happiest about a boat like this is the sheer possibilities that it has to offer. It's impossible to look at the new Swift Trawler 54 and not wonder, what am I going to do with it? Where am I going to go with it? It was built by passionate people in a company that is 140 years old this year. How do you build boats for 140 years? Well, you dream, you innovate, you listen to your owners, and you always try to do better. The result is simply remarkable. But don't take my word for it. Come here, come see us. We'll take you out there. You'll fall in love and have an adventure of your own. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you really soon.